once again, and welcome to Heroes and Droids, your guide to TV and movies about superheroes, sci-fi, Disney, and action from Marvel to DC, from Star Wars to Star Trek, from James Bond to the Fast and the Furious. We will review theatrical films and streaming delights you care about most, and occasionally we'll do something different. That's what we're going to do tonight. We are going to talk about the future of Star Wars on Disney Plus and beyond. We've been planning this for a few weeks to talk about what's going to be in Mando 3, where all these extra shows going to go, what stars are we going to see, what roles are they going to play, what guest stars do we want to see, all kinds of things like that. And the day before we set up to finally record, big news dropped about a certain character, and we'll get to that. Oh boy, this is going to be a fun discussion. I am your host, Doc Rotten, and joining me tonight are the GrueCrew, starting off with the Slat Man. How you doing, sir?
This is the way.
This is the way. I like that. All right. Also joining us is award-winning filmmaker, Christopher G. Moore.
What's up? You're talking about Jar Jar Binks, aren't you? You're talking about.
Oh my gosh, have you seen the realistic dark side?
The
I
Dark
want to
Binks?
see that.
Yes.
Like
Lord
the
Jar Jar.
renders that somebody did, like an artist. Oh, he looks terrifying.
I terrifyingly awesome.
Yeah.
I want to make that film. Can I do the Darth Jar Jar film, please?
Darth.
You want to direct it or like be in it?
Both.
What are you saying? You're saying, oh, Chris, you don't have to wear makeup for that.
Oh.
No, that's not what I meant.
Misa not like you anymore.
Oh, no. I don't think they'll go there yet. All right. Let's welcome our special guest, the Enchanted Raven, a Disnerd cosplayer who owns her own princess party or party princess company called Enchanted Wishes. Why did I do that backwards? I don't know, but welcome.
Thanks. I'm so glad to be back. I had a lot of fun last time.
Yes, we are glad to have you back, and you are also a Star Wars fan. We just kind of bring you in with all kinds of Disney Plus. I guess it all is part of the Disney umbrella now, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ever expanding.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so let's give this a little bit of context. Season 1 and Season 2 of The Mandalorian have played out in the past 2 years and have taken the world by storm and have reinvigorated Star Wars fandom, partly because of The Mandalorian himself, but also because of the child who eventually we came to know as Grogu or Baby Yoda, brought in all kinds of new fans that may have not have been Star Wars fans, and we welcome them all, and Disney Plus is incredibly happy. We got an incredible array of shows announced at a recent Disney investors meeting, and we're going to kind of touch on as many of those as we can. Primarily, we're going to be talking about The Mandalorian Season 3, but there's all kinds of other things. And what we want to do is kind of give our predictions. What's going to happen in Season 3? You know, as Season 2 ended, Luke Skywalker shows up with R2 at his side, at least eventually, and then took Grogu away to train him, leaving Mando without a mission. He is now free to do whatever. And Din Djarin also has the Black Saber, and that puts him at odds with other Mandalorians who want the dark saber. And we have all kinds of other characters introduced, Ahsoka and Boba Fett, which are going to get their own shows. And how do all these things mix? So, ladies and gentlemen, where do we start? First,
let's start with what we're going to do with Mando Season 3.
We have to start with what we're going to do with Mando Season 3. We know that Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett, is coming first. We have a nice little title card. Everybody ready?
Nope.
Everybody wave at the edge. Okay,
I can't make it that far.
Oh, we can't do it. All right. Yes. He's got the little Boba Fett. But the Book of Boba Fett is going to be coming first at the end of this year, and then followed up on Mando Season 3. So something will happen in Boba Fett. We'll talk about that more later. And will that play into Mando? I'm just going to throw it out there. I think Mando's going to be at odds with the other Mandalorians about that Darksaber. I mean, is that too obvious?
No, I think they're setting it up for that to exactly happen.
I think it will be he'll be at odds with a minority of other Mandalorians, not like an army, but just a small few. But
well, definitely Bo-Katan.
I think it'll.
Oh yeah, she's not happy.
I also think it'll be kind of like a false at arms against, because I think there's going to be some threat that they have to team up to go against.
Well, yeah, and
it's not going to be Thrawn.
Not going to be Thrawn. I have a feeling we'll be talking about Thrawn tonight. But
yes, we will.
Somebody is Moff Gideon the head of the Empire, or is there somebody over top of him?
I think there's somebody on top of him. Yeah.
Wow, on top of him. I wonder
Disney Plus at night.
Look at it. She's turning red. But what are they going to do? I mean, are we totally abandoning Grogu for season 3?
I fully expect that he will not play a large part in season 3. I think he might have an appearance or two, but the larger Grogu's not going to go away. But I don't think he's going to be the focal point anymore. But I do think that he will play a large part in the the overarching story that they're trying to tell.
I agree, definitely.
I think every episode is going to end with him FaceTime hologramming Grogu.
I just picture that.
What if the whole season is him telling Grogu about his coming to see Grogu and telling his Grogu about the experiences he's had since he last saw him?
What like the show The Storyteller where he's talking to his dog? I don't know. Grogu. I have a feeling my prediction is we're going to get a Grogu series of some sort. I think we're going to get the child series. It's going to have Luke Skywalker. He's going to be part of the training.
Honestly, when I think the Mandalorian, I honestly think the Mandalorian and Grogu. It's one of those I can't see them separated. I mean, I know that they are, but at some point, I feel like they're going to come back together. I don't know if it would be like in a separate show or not.
I think we've learned that as much as we love Grogu, I think if you just had a whole show where it's just Grogu, I think you'd be sick of it. Grogu, yeah. Goo gaga, Grogu.
It might be too much of a good thing.
I think it might be too much of a good thing. I think you. I don't know. I think as much as it was kind of cool to have Luke Skywalker show up, I'm not sure if I could sustain a whole series of CGI face.
That's why I wanted to be animated.
They would have to bring in Sebastian Stan.
I think if they got Jedi Winter Soldier, I'd be okay with that. But then I'm sure people would be going, "Oh my god, we should get Mark Hamill to play it." So
is that just fan casting, or is that something that you think can actually happen? I mean, it happened with Ahsoka, right? So
I think it is more fan casting, and I think because he's already in the Disney universe already.
But Mark Hamill and Sebastian Stan have actually talked about it before, and they've addressed it in interviews and stuff. So they're very much aware that they look incredibly similar.
Yeah,
and people have done the morphing and stuff.
Yeah, and there was rumors that supposedly he was training for that or whatever. But so I don't know. I almost feel like that maybe there might be some kind of situation where, in the same way that Luke left training to go do something else, maybe Luke may have to leave and he may bring Grogu back or something, or maybe train him under someone else. And then we might, maybe they might be traveling with Mando and them. So again, I really want the full Mando house where we just have Mando, and then we have like Grogu back, and then we have his Jedi trainer there, and it could be a totally new character, or a character from the other universe that we can have that doesn't have a plastic face.
What
so
about
yeah,
a stormtrooper? That's a plastic face.
Yeah, or if we just do like go Force Ghost mode, like I said, I really want to like, I don't know if a Force Ghost can travel on a spaceship, but I think it would be kind of cool if you had like a Force Ghost in there. It'd be almost be like the hologram doctors in Star Trek.
That'd be cool.
But I don't know. Yeah. I think there's a bit, but I'm not sure that'd be like the Guardians of the Galaxy, just a whole movie based on Groot, and that would just be kind of. And
not even.
Aren't they making a show about Groot?
They are. It's animated.
It's animated, so I think that's a little bit different than a live action.
Yeah.
Sure. But I don't know. I think it's going to be kind of tricky because I mean, I think we all know. I've got a Grogu behind me with Raven wearing a Grogu shirt. I mean, everybody's got Grogu's everywhere. I mean, there's almost like a where's the Grogu in each one of these squares.
Yeah. I mean, can they do Mandalorian without Grogu? I don't think they can.
I think if they,
I kind of had this like prediction, and this may just be because I am like dying to see my favorite Jedi just come into live action. Anyways, I had this theory that something would happen with Luke, because really he's the Jedi master, and he can't just focus on, this child. He's got to focus on his other students as well. And I would love it if like something happened where they're training and they are like, we have to get Grogu out of here because he's, hypersensitive to the Force. And he could be used as a weapon. And I would love it if they run into Cal Kestis from the video game. Because him and his crew are searching for other Jedi. Not to, I know that they destroyed the, is the name? That's it. Yep. They destroyed it at the end of the game, but that doesn't mean that they're still not out there, trying to find other Jedi. And it would be awesome if Luke was like, here, take this, and like.
Oh no! It's a pass the bomb.
It's
pass the bomb off to like them because they're travelers. So it would kind of make sense. It's like, okay, get Grogu from point A to point B, and maybe they run into other Jedi or Mandalorian den. So
it's also worth noting that Fallen Order takes place before A New Hope, so it's very likely that Cal could be a part of Luke's training facility, I guess, for lack of better terms.
Yeah, I didn't know what to call it.
And Cal could just be there without having to really come up with an excuse as to how they came together. It could just be like, oh well, they found each other through the Force.
Right. And
like
the awesome
5 years ago.
And the awesome thing is that it's all motion capture. So it's all the actors. It's not like they would have to, bring in a lookalike or something. It would literally just, if he's available, if Cameron Monaghan is available, bring him in.
Yeah. Cameron Monaghan is, they already cast him, right? So all they have to do is and he's perfect. He's a great actor too.
Yeah.
And he would do a great job.
And they've already confirmed that a Fallen Order sequel is going to happen. So
the game though, right?
Yeah. So
well, we don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah. I would like to see that character as well because I like the actor a lot. Shameless. And
he did a really good job.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm waiting for his lightsaber.
I mean, they could. I mean, I could also see them like, even if Grogu's not throughout the whole series, they could have it to where maybe he has like his little side venture, because he's a little bit curious. He's like Curious George, except green, and so I think there could be moments where like he gets himself in trouble, kind of like the opposite of Anakin, when he was a kid.
What if they release it as shorts similar to the Pixar shorts?
Oh yeah,
like little like 10-minute long episodes about Grogu's adventures while Jedi training, where he like stumbles upon this monster or falls into a pit.
Yeah, he's almost like the Mr. Bean of the Star Wars universe, where he gets in these little comedy, bits.
That's like the Lego short that they did with Grogu. Yeah. Did you guys see that? With the snow? Oh, it was so cute.
Yeah, I mean, I could easily see them doing that, and also that could just be one of those things to where maybe every once in a while they do a little side trek to see what's going on with Grogu and then come back, or maybe Grogu's like feeling homesick from his Mando dad, and maybe he's got to like show up and and give him some courage and then go off and do what he needs to do again.
Yeah. Reminds me of that. Sorry.
I was going to say that the original concept had its roots in the Lone Wolf and Cub storyline. That's kind of where you get the idea of this mercenary character and this baby, and they're on an adventure. I'm not that familiar with that series, but I'm wondering if in that series they got separated as well, and it's going to follow something along those lines.
I mean, I think the more interesting part is when Grogu has a little bit more of more of an ability to be non-babyish, and have it a little bit more to where, like, I mean, I don't really want it to be teenager like playing video games like Groot was, but I would like to see him to where maybe he's trying to like be like his like his daddy Mando, and maybe come on adventures with him and help, sort of like how Anakin was when he was like a Padawan or
is he going to sense that Mando's in trouble and like sneak aboard?
Well, that could be a thing. He could pull an Anakin or whatever, and maybe he's learned enough to maybe get R2 to commission a ship or something for him.
Yeah.
Well, they did say that, didn't they say in an interview that they would be kind of jumping timelines a little bit? So, I mean, it could be maybe a year later, where he does know a little more of the Force. And
yeah, I guess it's all according to how much they're going to get into the whole fighting for Mandalore part. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's going to be like a season long thing, or if it's going to happen pretty quickly, or
yeah.
But
they always surprise us with that, right? We think that this was going to be wait until the final episode, and then next episode it's all wrapped up. Like wait,
yeah.
what
unless it's one of those things where Grogu's almost like the movie Problem Child, where Luke shows up. It's like, here, you take him. I don't want to deal with this Rugrat anymore.
It's like hot potato with all the Jedi. Like
yeah, it's like this Grogu. He's too erratic.
He cannot
for me.
be trained.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna. So we have like the whole, that they love their little sort of like how history repeats itself in the Star Wars universe. So he could definitely be Anakin in that respect.
Interesting. It'll be that's for me. That's the biggest mystery. There are others. What other characters are going to reappear? I think Bo-Katan is a must. I think those characters. Yeah. I think that's going to be the focus of the series. But what about Cara Dune? That's going to be a character that, well, was she even going to be in season 3? We don't know. But now she's the news,
Cara Dune now.
Cara Dune. Now with the news yesterday, which I'm not going to repeat because we all know it. The future of that character is in huge question. Will they recast? Will she be showing up? Did they have her in it and have to rewrite her out?
I don't even think you need to rewrite her out, because they kind of set her up to where she's kind of doing her own thing. Mm-hmm. They may make mention of her, but she's kind of off on her own already. So I feel like they don't need to recast her.
Well, the funny thing is, like, I saw a TikTok video today where the guy was like trying to make, it's like, how can you do a show without Cara Dune, because she was such an integral part of, well, no, she.
It's
How
true,
could you do a
though.
show without her? Oh, so she really wasn't that. I mean, she's not as integral as other characters where there's like a certain story arc or there's certain things they have to play towards. She really was just more of a side character, you know, that we really didn't. I mean, you could easily take her out of the show. I mean, granted, I love having a character that's like your non-traditional female character, but we also have things like Bo-Katan or whatever. So I don't think you necessarily, although some people have been fan casting the, what's her name who played Xena, Warrior Princess, should take over for her. But I don't think you necessarily have to recast. I mean, and even if she's like was supposed to be a part of this Rangers show that we'll probably talk about, is you could eat Ranger. There you go, Rangers of the New Republic. That's magic. It's like using force powers. But you could probably cast anyone else. So I think it wouldn't be the same. It would be, I mean, she's not like Grogu. She's not like Mando. She's not like Bo-Katan or the other people. She was created for this specific universe. And really, she's not that integral for her not to be in anymore, you know. And
I felt like Bill Burr's character had more purpose and backstory than Kara did.
Yeah, which is weird. Although, I mean, I hate to say this, she wasn't that great of an actress, you know. She could slam people, but she really wasn't that great of an actress. She's good at stunt work. She's okay, but there's some lines that are like, so it doesn't hurt my feelings. At the same time, I would like to see other characters like that. I think, you know, we don't really see like I think with her, you have like her muscular build was always kind of cool to see a female character like that. You don't normally see in these type of universes, but I'm sure you could find other people like that. But yeah, it's not really going to hurt anything with her not in it, but I you know, I think it might be kind of weird to recast her. This isn't like, although they did that in the Marvel universe and Don Cheadle, so
kind of worked out for the better for them.
And the Hulk.
I mean, yeah, they've done the Hulk 3 times. So.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. I've never done that in the.
Mark Ruffalo's the best.
He absolutely is.
So
took them a couple tries, but they got there.
I don't know. I think if they recast it, then with, you know, all this stuff that people on either side that are mad about it, I think it would just stir up more. So it might be just better just to leave the character. And she's still a part of these first 2 seasons. She does some really great episodes with her in it. So, and that's cool. So
if they ever want to do anything with the character again, she'd be an awesome character for a book or a comic.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say? You know, maybe it might be like James Gunn. We're on down the line. You know, if things change or whatever, she could be part of it. But also, I'm cool with other new characters popping up in this universe. I mean, there's lots of opportunities for that than just having to bring back characters that we already know and love. Oh, we know you're biased.
Well, let's talk about that real quick before we move on to other shows and or some other theories on this one. Even, what other characters in the Star Wars universe that could appear here do we want to appear in Mandalorian season 3? I mean, you know, we were wanting Boba Fett, we were wanting Ahsoka, we were wanting Bo-Katan. We got them all. Now what?
I think it's time for it to fly on original characters.
Yeah, but is that what they've done, Flatman? Because isn't like with Rebels, like each season had more and more characters that we were familiar with?
Actually, it kind of did the opposite.
Oh, did it?
Kind of front loaded all the characters that you're really familiar with, and by the end it was all about the characters that they built up throughout the first couple seasons.
Nice.
Well, we do know that they will be returning to one part of the Star Wars universe from the prequels in season 3, a place called Naboo.
Naboo, yeah.
So, what characters are from Naboo?
The Amidala's. I got it.
Yes, they're going to reanimate her corpse. And
oh, no.
Somebody's gonna fall in love with a dead body, and she's gonna be like,
it's gonna be the big fish.
no.
It's gonna be
And
the
she's
big
like,
fish.
I feel a spin-off comic.
'Cause she
Star Wars comic coming
she
out.
died from love. She died from being heartbroken, but love brought her back, reanimated her corpse back to life. Right?
It was
Star
Darth
Wars
Vader's.
fan
It was
fiction.
Anakin's death that brought her back to life.
It's weekend at
He
Amidala's.
took her life and he gave it back when he went away.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
you guys.
It's like the Corpse Bride.
I want to read this novel now.
Star Wars Corpse Bride.
It's more. This is venturing slowly towards fanfic.
No, I mean, I'm wondering if we will
Slowly.
have. Well, I'm
I'm
wondering
already
if,
imagining the cover.
if we do return to Naboo, and they actually, I've seen pictures of some of the ships and stuff.
Yes.
We probably will run into some guns, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we might see some of those in the same way that we've seen, even if we haven't seen specific characters that were certain species of aliens. You know, like the water planet with all the
Akbar Admiral.
the Akbar
Yeah.
aliens. I'm sure we'll see some of that and
Calamari. Is that what you're trying
yeah. So and then we'll probably.
Yeah.
I'm sure there might be a new queen or new person over in Naboo. So yeah, so I think there's ability for that. I mean, the main thing is, do they have balls enough to bring Jar Jar back?
Well, they do.
I
Like
think- Sorry.
they do like to make characters, and and like they did with Boba Fett, right? So this is a different story, but
I mean, they could definitely have the grizzled Jar Jar, like that we had the grizzled Luke as Jedi. So,
But I
don't
feel
know.
like it would be really, really cool to bring Jar Jar back, especially after everything that the actor went through. This would kind of give him like a second chance because everybody understands and, really supports him. And I think that this would be awesome, really, to have him back, even if he is like older and
him living through the Empire could give him the wisdom that he needs as a character to be written in a way that I feel like the fandom would accept him.
Yeah.
And the time is now, and it's the right crew of people to do it. So
right.
it's a strange thing that we're talking about, but yes. All right. Are there any other theories about Mandalorian season 3 that we want to discuss?
I think Thrawn's gonna show up.
In Mandalorian?
Nope.
I think his name will. I think he will be part of discussions.
He might be tied to whoever is occupying Mandalore, but I don't think he will be in season 3.
No, not physically.
I almost feel like he might be more part of the Ahsoka show than this one.
I think he's definitely going to be part of Ahsoka. Definitely.
I mean, I know that they want to sort of tie each of these shows together at some point. So maybe I don't know. Maybe it'll be sort of like they did with
Thanos,
Moff, and yeah. Well, they may have there'll be like an end credit stinger.
That's what I was thinking.
or they do like the
Wouldn't be the first.
or they do like the hologram where Thrawn shows up on the hologram at some point. Speaking
now,
to
who
Moff
though?
Gideon if Moff Gideon escapes, or I'm sure.
Oh no,
Moff
I
Gideon,
meant actor. What actor?
The guy who does the voice who did the voice acting for him in Rebels actually looks exactly like him.
Yeah, the rumor is he's already been cast. Yeah,
I've seen Benedict Cumberbatch being
I
thrown
would
around
not want
as
that
that
one.
one.
yeah. That's not going to happen. I don't know. But I could. Yeah, if it was a movie, if they did it a movie, I could see that happening.
he's too big of a star for them to be able to afford.
Yeah. I mean,
Star Wars series.
He did do Sherlock for 4 years.
I mean, I think there's more of a possibility
BBC
he's going to.
got him though before he was real big.
Yeah, I think there's more of a possibility he may show up on another Disney show.
That might be true.
Considering he's already signed the contract
Yeah.
for that character.
If my vision is correct.
Hey, I see what you did there.
I have so many theories.
So
You want to back that up?
oh, okay.
And we're on.
And we stop.
All right, back to
Once
Star
he
Wars.
pulls the dad joke, we stop.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I think in the same way that they cast like what's his name as Moff Gideon, I think it's not going to be a huge name because they're already like spending $100 million on the show as it is. They're not going to have some big star that's going to take a big chunk out of it.
There's plenty of actors that can do the role. So, I mean, but they are bringing back some favorites for other shows. Kenobi is coming out. We have a thing for that as well. They are filming that on and off, right? Because of COVID, they'll film for a couple weeks and they have to stop. But Hayden Christensen is coming back as Anakin / maybe Darth Vader.
He would not cost as much as Benedict, though.
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all. He might have to pay as much.
What are you saying, Chris? What are you saying?
I think that was my point. But the fact that they are bringing in Anakin now is that going to be just for Kenobi? Is it going to be in Ahsoka as well?
Nope. Ahsoka takes place after.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but there could be other ways that he could show up.
I mean,
Like
a vision of some sort. They've done that in Rebels, where they got Matt Lantern, the guy who did the voice in the Clone Wars, to voice Anakin talking to Ahsoka through a vision. So, I mean, that's possible.
As long as he's not saying no, I think that'd be okay.
As long as he's not talking about sand.
But I mean, do we want him to show up as just Anakin, or do we want him to show up like some kind of flashback or some kind of
what in Ahsoka?
No, in Kenobi, or do we want him to show up in full
Anakin?
I think. I mean, they don't necessarily have to. I mean, they don't necessarily have to have him in the show because we know Darth Vader how he is. But I'm kind of wondering if we're going to see him sort of like, is it Empire where they have the little chamber that he's in?
The egg.
Yeah, the egg oxygen chamber thingy.
Egg.
So I'm wondering if there's going to be moments where he just doesn't wear it. But I mean, I would love to see like, because I know that they're going to have another drag out fight at some point, where he's maybe just wearing like his respirator or something, the bottom part, and you see his face
and you see Scar.
Yeah, because I mean, you could see that. I think what was it? I think it was Revenge of the Sith, where they had that one guy who was wearing like a respirator, but he wasn't wearing the top half. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of wondering if they do that so we can still see his eyes, we can still see part of his face.
Ooh, or like that scene in is it Clone Wars? One of the animated shows, I can't remember, where Ahsoka is battling him and
it's
like
Rebels, and you see like the crack in his mask.
Yeah, so, and you see kind of that half
face.
But
I could almost see like Obi-Wan like showing up maybe at like the Mustafar Castle or something, or someplace where Darth Vader's just chilling with his mask off, and Obi-Wan shows up
watching Netflix. Yeah. Or Disney Plus.
Netflix and burn.
Oh no!
Yikes!
Sorry, too soon. But yeah, I don't know. I think when you have the actor, it's a little bit different than Mando, because I think in some ways Hayden Christensen isn't really as tall as actual Darth Vader. So yeah, I think but I think if they have him part of it, either maybe they also might have like flashbacks and stuff, but I would love to see it to where they just have like part of his thing, or because I think we always see him with the mask on and we see him with the whole thing on. I don't necessarily know if he like needs to have it all on all the time, but maybe there's times where he has it off and he's just chilling, being casual Vader.
Well,
non-intimidating Vader.
Take it off so he can like take a shower.
Oh yeah, the big they have a big shower fight scene. And or it's like on a water planet. It's like a water spa planet that Vader goes to replenish his skin. And Obi-Wan like shows up, dressed as one of the waiters, and then like, ha,
hello there.
yeah, and then they're fighting on waterfalls and.
Well, not like that, but just like, I mean, obviously at some point he does have to take it off.
Like I have the waterfall ground. Nah.
Jump off it like Pocahontas.
Yes. Colors of the Wind.
What are we doing here? All right, this is crazy. You guys are writing fiction left and right. What? All right, so let's talk about. Let's go to Ahsoka. Right there, we can look again. Because this there's a TikTok in there somewhere. I just lost my train of thought with that one. All right, so Ahsoka was a huge hit, right? She
a little bit.
Rosario Dawson came and she nailed it. She looked great. She sounded great, and we definitely want more. Slatman, you're probably best suited to talk about where this story is likely to go.
Yeah, probably. There's a lot of different ways that it could go. It depends on how they want to tell the story. Do they want to tell the story of what she was doing between Return of the Jedi and when we saw her in Mando? Because that's a big question mark. Mm-hmm. Do we want to tell the story of what happened after Mando? Because that's clearly where the story needs to go, but they might want to fill in gaps first before they go that route. Either way, Sabine Wren will be a part of the series in some way, shape, or form. And the end goal is probably to find Ezra and not to find Thrawn. And the only reason she's looking for Thrawn is because where you find Thrawn, you'll find Ezra, because space whales took them both to unknown space at the same time.
Damn those space whales. They're always messing things up, aren't they?
And I have theories as to where it's going to go once they find them, but I'll save that for once we talk about after the Ahsoka series.
Is she gonna ride a space shark to find the space whales?
and maybe a space manta ray instead.
Well, wait. I mean, you don't. Are we going to see Thrawn in Ahsoka's first season?
I don't know.
When are we going to get Thrawn? We all want Thrawn, right?
If Thrawn will probably be if Thrawn's going to be a part of it, it's probably going to be like Thanos at the very end of,
or even Moff Gideon.
Yeah, the very like at the very end of the Ahsoka series, where it's just like an episode or half an episode or like the last frame of an episode, where it's like where it's like he's not a main part of it, but he's there at the very, very end, and where the story goes after that is going to focus on him.
You don't think he'll show up in bits and places, or Sherlock chasing after Moriarty type thing, where
I don't think so, because he's lost in the unknown regions, unknown space right now. So,
or they could throw a 180 and the first shot we get is him.
That would be crazy.
But I think they're also going to have to. Here's the thing: there's a lot of people that haven't watched a lot of the animated shows, and they're going into this straight. So they're going to have some expository type stuff, and they have to introduce it in a way that allows people who don't have any knowledge about him and Rebels have more knowledge in this. So I think they're going to have to address it in a way that people understand who this person is, because I've watched maybe the Ahsoka Darth Vader fighting Rebels. That's all I've watched. Mm-hmm. So I think they're gonna have to do it in a way to where new audiences don't have to go like, who is this person?
I think if they're gonna do it, it's gonna be his own series.
Really? Well, what about that rumored crossover?
Rumored crossover?
Well, they were talking about, there was a rumor that they were going to have all these series and they're going to end up with like a crossover series.
Oh, so this is where my big theory comes in.
Okay. Well,
this is the big theory that I've been telling you guys for weeks.
It's time to do it. All right.
You haven't told me. Tell me.
Thrawn's not the bad guy.
Oh, shit. What? Who's the bad guy?
So
it's Grogu.
Yes.
Grogu.
Or baby Darth Maul.
Man, that would piss so many people off. No, it's they've been in the Thrawn books, they've been working up the presence of a species known as the Grisk, which are, I think, the canon's version of the Yuuzhan Vong. A species, and that's from Legends, where it was a species of aliens from a different galaxy that just came into the galaxy we know, and just started destroying everything and wrecking everything and taking over planets and starting a whole war and all this craziness. And they've been building up the Grisk as this huge threat to the Republic / Empire / New Republic / whatever our galaxy is. And they have been building it up as Thrawn has been working for the Empire and working for his homeworld of the Chiss Ascendancy to unite the galaxy as one to fight against this threat. And I think the culmination of this entire series is going to be Thrawn is going to recruit the Mandalorians. He's going to recruit the New Republic. There's going to have the other characters from his books, and they're going to all work together to fight a bigger threat instead of him being just the big bad guy.
So almost like the Avengers, just kind of building up to this one kind of.
But it's like, it's like instead of it being like Avengers where they name drop Thanos and then they show Thanos like over the course of like multiple like a decades long of like, this is the bad guy, they're gonna do a 180, and it's like, and he's like, I'm not here to fight you, I need your help, there's this other threat that we need to work together to beat.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And I really don't see how he can be the big bad guy, because even when he is standing face to face with the Emperor, he never said, I am fully committed to the Empire and only the Empire. He said, I am committed to the Empire as the Empire is here. Or something along those lines. He is more dedicated to his homeworld of the Chiss Ascendancy and the Chiss Ascendancy than he is to the Empire. I don't think Grand Admiral Thrawn of the Empire will be a threat. I think he will end up being the Nick Fury of this story they're telling, to unite everybody to fight against a something far worse.
So he's like Magneto in the X-Men, where
I think he'll be more like Magneto in the X-Men. You're right. That's a good way. That's a better point than Nick Fury.
he might be the opposing villain that you think he is, but then he ends up being the guy that is going to help win the day.
Mm-hmm.
Or guide to win the day. That I like that theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be like the big thing they build up to. Ooh.
Yeah, and characters from the books I think are going to play a huge role. I think we're going to see Eli Vanto, Admiral Arlani, and other major characters from the books come in and be a part of these series, of the culmination of this, and that's where the movie is going to be, I think.
Are these are canon books?
Yeah, these are the canon books.
I haven't read any of the canon.
Yeah,
books.
all your stuff you just said just went,
Yeah.
went right over my head. I like the Eli blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
That's might as well what
So
you've been
Admiral
saying.
Arlani is the equivalent of Thrawn, but in the Chiss ascendancy. So she's like the like one of, if not the best tactician, but for the Chiss version, the Chiss like navy. And Eli Vanto is actually an ex-Imperial officer that became really good friends with Thrawn, and Thrawn offered him the opportunity to go work with the Chiss instead of being tied to the Empire. And Eli did it, and I think he's going to play a huge part in all of this as well.
Now, Thrawn has met Darth Vader and Anakin, for that matter, right?
Yes, actually, and Thrawn knew that Darth Vader was Anakin, and like tried to get it out of him, and Thrawn was like, and Vader was like, Anakin Skywalker, the Jedi, is dead, and Thrawn was like, okay, I get it. I'm not going to try and bug you about you being Anakin anymore.
Yeah.
But he was like, but he knew.
Yeah.
Stop
But
poking the bear.
he also stopped poking the bear. He also warned Darth Vader about the grist, right?
Yeah. He's the one that warned Darth Vader. He's the one that showed Darth Vader these are the Grisk. These are the Grisk are a threat. He's the one that tried to warn Palpatine that, hey, the Grisk are coming. The Grisk will attack you. The Grisk will overpower you unless you prepare. And Palpatine was like, duly noted. And then he got thrown down a shaft.
Yeah, well, we all get the shaft every once in a while.
I think that when we find finally find
I totally threw off
Ezra. When we finally find Ezra's going to be on board with helping Thrawn, because they're stuck in space together.
They're lovers.
They're gonna be.
Here we go into the fan fiction again.
God. You always make this weird.
Grisk sounds like a dish. That doesn't sound like a group of people.
I mean, have you listened to what a lot of the aliens in Star Wars sound like when you say their names? Mon Calamari.
True.
That sounds like a seafood.
I love
it. Yeah, I love that salacious crumb cake. If you know,
I think I had that at a Japanese restaurant once.
Salacious crumb cake. Oh.
But yeah, that's my big theory that I've been telling you guys that I've had for months.
You sold me. You sold me. I think that's where they're gonna go.
I think it's a good theory.
It's a good theory. I mean, I don't know how much they're gonna sort of like, make it sort of like so connected to the book. So,
I mean, Thrawn is gonna have 6 books in canon about him by the time this is all said and done. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if they tie it in, but they just explain it to the casual viewer in a way.
If they do that in every show slowly, well, by the time he's part of it, everybody will know who he is, right? Yeah. So because they threw his name down, and now people are like, well, who's this? Now people are curious, and if we learn a little here and a little there, instead of having a big exposition dump,
and that's where I think he might get his own show. He might get his own limited series, similar to like the Bad Batch, or like the Boba Fett series, where it's just like a couple episodes, just one like little snippet to help explain things and to explain like what's been going on with them. And I would love if that one is animated instead of live action.
The Blue Batch.
Just because they did such a great job with him in Rebels. It would be great to have him in, and just I love the animated shows that they've put out. So
all right, well, we only have 10 minutes left, so let's talk about a couple of the shows we're going to get first. Let's briefly mention the shows we're not going to be able to talk about. There's The Acolyte, which is which we're going to, which maybe we'll do another episode and talk about these. The Rangers of the New Republic, which we know very little about, and of course Lando. I'm looking forward to this. Rumor is we're going to do both young and old, and if they do, that would be fantastic. And of course, we have
same cast. Do we know?
That's the rumor. That's the rumor. Is that you'll have the same cast? Yep. I hope so. I hope so. They're also rumoring that Solo will be back as well.
The guy that played Solo in the movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate that.
I thought he did a good job in a mediocre movie. All right, but let's talk about.
I love Solo. How dare you?
Wee. All right, Boba.
10 minutes of wheeze.
Boba Fett, wee. I will openly admit
we should not drink while we're doing this podcast.
All right, Boba Fett. We're going to get Boba Fett first. It's coming at the end of this year, and in December. It's just how many episodes do we even know?
I thought it was 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think 4 is what I heard.
Yeah,
4. I think,
but I don't think we know for certain.
Well, considering that they've been filming it off and on, they might only get 3 episodes worth of film material.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. They set it up at the end of Mandalorian. It was a surprise. I don't know if we knew that was going to happen at the end of Mandalorian. Yes, poor guy. Twilight.
Thick bib Fortuna.
Yep.
Moment of silence.
What kind of meal is that? Bib Fortuna.
They probably ate him after that, probably.
Oh!
Fed him to the Rancor.
Oh.
Well, that Rancor, man, how old is he?
Bad visual.
Let's see.
Puts the rank in Rancor, if you know what I mean.
All right. So I think we're all in agreement that Boba Fett's going to be the Underworld show that we thought we were going to get years ago, back in the rumor days when it was
the game. What was it? 13-13.
Yeah, something.
Yeah,
like
but that was supposed to be about young Boba, not old Boba. But might be.
He's still a badass.
Yeah.
I just want to see him doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
So he is basically a gangster at this point.
He's
right?
gonna outdo Maul, and Maul did a pretty good job of making a crime underworld.
The Bob father. That's what he's going to be.
The Boba father.
With Fennec at his side.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is going to be, I guess I'm wondering if they're going to do different missions or how it's all going to play out. I mean, that's such a small amount of episodes. 2 less episodes for me. I want to see a whole freaking season.
I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely going to be different, so that's good.
Yeah, I want more villain shows. That's what I want. Acolyte and Boba are the ones I'm most excited about. I don't care about the good guys.
Okay.
Shame.
Yeah, what about the Bad Batch?
Well, I like the gray area guys. Like Mando's sort of like he's a good guy, but he's also in between.
You should really read the Thrawn book then, if you want to talk about a gray.
Those delicious Grisk.
Yes. Little side order Grisk. All right. We also have in the last segments we have Andor, which is filming now, and we're going to get that in 2022, hopefully early, and then that will be followed by Obi-Wan Kenobi. Andor, of course, is following the character, or hopefully some characters from Rogue One. Of course, Rogue One. It won't be a sequel. I think we know that.
This is his ghost after Rogue One.
Shock, surprise! Spock beamed him up before the explosion.
Oh yeah, well maybe Thrawn
crossover.
Maybe the whole sort of a time portal or whatever. Maybe Thrawn pulled him in. We'll see all these dead characters. Han Solo old Han Solo will turn back up and. No. Andor. I love the guy who played that part in Rogue One, so it'd be kind of cool to see him again and seeing sort of like, one of those early sort of Rebel Alliance type deals.
Yeah, Diego Luna. So
I'm interested, but I have no idea what the story's going to be.
Yeah, I'm a little.
Well, it's definitely going to be more of a spy story, right? Because that's what he was. wasn't he? Well, he was a spy, right?
Yeah, but will it be about like missions or like how he became a spy? Like,
Will
I
it?
don't know. The possibilities are kind of.
What if this is tying into the rumored Dr. Aphra show that they've been talking about for forever?
They could do that, couldn't they? They could.
Doc Aphra could be the Dr. No of this sort of spy series, right?
And I guess we could get,
Could be very James Bondish.
Some of the other characters, and even, I mean, for that matter, we could have our guy there too, Thrawn, Admiral Thrawn. There's your.
That would actually make sense.
Prawn with a side of grist.
That's a little bit of Akbar right there.
And some calamari on the side.
That's who Akbar hooks up with, is the
Akbar,
the prawn.
Lady Prawn. No, but Thrawn. Sorry for the slip up, but Thrawn could be a part of that series too, right?
Yeah, because there's a lot of blank space during his time rising up in the Empire. I mean, there's the book was pretty thorough, but there's still like, okay, this chapter jumped like a year and a half. What the hell happened?
Right. So where is he at? Like right before A New Hope. Where is Thrawn? Because
Thrawn was teleported by space whales like right before A New Hope.
Right before New Hope. So
yeah, like and in terms of the Battle of Yavin, A New Hope and the very end of Rebels happens within the same year.
Okay.
So.
All right. So if this was a prequel, it would happen X amount of time before.
Yeah, it could happen anywhere between. It could happen anywhere between the fall of the Republic and A New Hope. So. Or Rogue One.
It could have ties to the backstory of Lando, right? They could meet up. If that, there could be some things they could do there. I don't know. I have no idea what they're going to do here, but I am excited for it.
Oh, unless the Lando also ties into how the last Star Wars film ended, where he's going off and finding these sort of families of these lost troopers.
I
think really
that's
cool.
Yeah, I have a feeling that it's going to be part of that. Yeah, but we're having 12 episodes of Andor.
Oh God, that's a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
So they've got something.
I mean, if they're only 22 minutes each, though, as opposed to the normal like 30 to 40 for Mando. I'm saying, what if?
As long as they're not Quibi size, I'm okay.
Oh, stop! Nobody knows what that is anymore. It's described as a tense, nail-biting thriller. So something could happen.
Okay, we'll see about that.
Yeah. Yeah. What do we know, right? So, all right. Well, we were gonna do this for like a half hour to 40 minutes, and it's an hour in. We didn't really mention Rogue Squadron, which is the only other Star Wars.
Rogue Squadron?
Oh, the
movie.
The movie.
The movie that takes place after the last movie, right? I think.
We don't know.
I have no.
Right?
I hope Hera's in it.
Okay.
I mean, I think it takes place during the Rebel years, I think.
Right.
But I don't know. I know Patty Jenkins is directing it, and I think her father was like a pilot or something. So I think it might be like the Top Gun of Star Wars films, I would assume.
It could be.
So they'll be playing topless volleyball on a Star Cruiser.
Oh God.
Here we go again.
I'll be quiet now.
What are you doing? All right. So out of all these shows, last question, out of all these shows, which one are you most excited about? Mandalorian season 3. Christopher G. Moore?
Acolyte.
Which is
it deals with the Sith.
And that's the one that happens like long before everything.
Yeah, I think the start of the High Republic, or
the end of the High Republic.
It deals with the rise of the dark people using the dark side.
Okay.
And to me, that's exciting because you don't ever see shows or stuff involving like the dark side.
Okay. And Slatman.
Probably Ahsoka, but in reality, it's whatever plans they have for Thrawn. Like, and that's probably after all of these series are done and they move on to phase 2,
which would be Baby Thrawn.
You know, there has been a precedent set by something that is also in the Disney, house. So yeah, it's not.
I mean, it's a formula that works.
Yep. And they have it all set up to do it. It's really interesting. Boba Fett for me. Come on, I'm looking forward to Boba Fett.
That's gonna be cool.
Maybe because it's just the newest one.
I have no idea what it's going to be about, but it's going to be awesome.
I don't care. As long as it's Boba Fett and running through the gangster world,
kicking butt.
Yeah, kicking butt in his dad bod.
And missing his rockets, but still hitting.
Yes.
He's going after Salacious Crumb, I think.
He is.
I hope. Like Salacious Crumb could be like a big, underworld boss somewhere.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be hilarious?
Unless he died in the ship. Return of the Jedi.
Who knows? All right, with that, I think we're done. If you've been listening, we want to thank you for spending an hour with us talking about Star Wars. If you love Star Wars as much as the four of us do, there's a lot of fun things to speculate over the next 2, 3, 4 years. There's a lot of stuff. And Disney Plus is going to be where most of it is at. Live action. There's also some animated stuff that we kind of glossed over and other things. There's going to be a lot of content, and I think it's going to do well. I think it's going to do better than what we hoped or even imagined. It's Mandalorian has set a precedent. They got a strong foundation to build on, and I think the right family to do it. So this is it's going to be exciting, and we want to thank you for hanging out with us. If you want to help us, it's really easy. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button or share with a friend. That's all you got to do, and it's really easy. If you want to take it a step further, you can hit the like button or dislike button. We'd like you to hit the like button. And then leave us some comments. Give us your theories. What did we miss? Do you want to argue with the Slat Man about the Thrawn thing? Or do you
you can argue all you want,
or
but
Chris's
I'm gonna
fan
believe my
fiction.
own.
Yeah, or do you want to see Chris's fan fiction?
Yeah, this will be the what if of the Star Wars world.
Oh God, isn't that considered Legends now?
Yeah, it might be. We also want to take a moment to thank our patrons. Without their help, we wouldn't be able to do not only Heroes and Droids, but the Grissom Magazine podcast, Horror News Radio, and Decades of Horror. So thank you all so much. And while I'm thanking everybody, Christopher, Slatman, thank you, and Raven, thank you for coming back and joining us again. It was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you for having me again.
And with that, let's say good night.
Use the Force.
This is the way.
Lady Prawn.
Lady Prawn.
Oh no.
Nanu. Wait. All right, good night.
Good night.